The stillness deepens, as if the world itself is exhaling. You find yourself in a new place, one that has unfolded naturally from the dream behind you, like morning mist parting to reveal another quiet corner of slowness and peace. You are walking, slowly, barefoot on a winding path made of soft moss and glowing stone. The ground beneath your feet is neither warm nor cool, but perfectly balanced, a gentle pressure that cradles your steps, encouraging you forward without haste. With each breath, the path welcomes you. With each breath, the world grows quieter still. Around you, a forest stretches in all directions, but not like any forest you've known before. These trees rise with a quiet elegance, their trunks wide and smooth, glistening faintly with a dew that never falls. Their leaves shimmer like spun glass, but softer, more yielding, catching the faint light in ways that dance without movement. The air is scented with something almost familiar, a hint of jasmine maybe, or the sweetness of water soaked through earth. You breathe it in gently and feel it rest inside you like something that has always belonged. There are no harsh edges here, no sudden sounds, only the rhythmic hush of wind moving through high branches as if the forest is sighing in its sleep. As you walk, you begin to notice that the forest glows not from a sun above, but from within. Soft glimmers rising from beneath ferns, a warm blush pulsing from the heartwood of trees, the silver outline of petals curling under the touch of your gaze. You reach a clearing. It is round and still, like a bowl carved into the forest's embrace. In its center lies a small, circular pool. The water is impossibly clear and impossibly still, its surface a perfect mirror, reflecting the canopy above in soft waves of light and shadow. You kneel at the edge, and without thinking, you let your fingers slip into the water. It welcomes you like memory, cool, silky, not wet, but enveloping. The surface trembles with gentle rings, and the trees seem to lean in, hushed, to witness the stillness you've stirred. You close your eyes, letting your hand rest in the quiet pool. You breathe in and out, and again. Each breath becomes a little slower, each thought a little softer. The forest doesn't speak, and neither do you, but there is something exchanged. Something like peace. Something like trust. Time fades, loses its meaning. The clearing becomes not a place, but a feeling. You lie back now, the moss beneath you thick and forgiving, like cloud wrapped in memory. Your arms settle gently at your sides. Your chest rises and falls with the rhythm of something older than language. Above you, faint lights drift through the trees. Not fireflies, not stars, but something between. Tiny points of glowing breath, as if the forest is breathing with you, through you. And in this place, in this moment, you remember something you didn't know you had forgotten. How it feels to be completely at ease, to be entirely still, to be exactly where you're meant to be. Nothing is asked of you, nothing is expected. You are only here, only resting, only floating gently on the hush between waking and dreaming. And the story, the journey, continues on the breath. Whenever you are ready, just whisper into the stillness. You lie there, cradled by the forest's breath, as if the world itself has gathered you in its arms and is rocking you gently into dream. The sky above has shifted, not in color, but in feeling. It no longer seems distant or high, but instead like a soft dome just overhead, close enough to feel its hush pressing down like the weightless warmth of a downy blanket. Hints of silver pass through it, drifting stars, maybe, or slow falling petals of light. moving without direction, with no need to arrive. As your body sinks deeper into stillness, the moss beneath you begins to pulse faintly, almost imperceptibly, a rhythm so slow and steady, it feels like the heartbeat of the earth itself. You attune to it without effort, your own breath matching its quiet lull. Inhale, a feather's width of air. Exhale, a long and tender sigh. The pool beside you has dimmed to a deeper blue now, like twilight caught in water. And as you glance toward it, you notice it is no longer just a mirror of the trees above. It has become a window. Below the surface, an entirely new world gently glows, not below in space, but somehow within, endless and soft, like memory unfolding underwater. Without moving, you feel yourself drawn toward it, not with your body, but with something deeper. A drift of attention, a float of sensation. You are weightless now, no longer lying on moss, no longer touching earth, but hovering softly, slowly, just above the threshold of the pool. And then you pass through. There is no splash, no transition, simply one breath, and then the next, and you are inside the dream beneath the dream. Here, the world is fluid, not made of water, but of light and hush and spaciousness. Shapes move gently, but they never intrude. Paths appear when you look for them. Trees rise and dissolve like mist, and soft meadows stretch infinitely outward, always nearby, yet never the same twice. In the distance, a quiet glow hums, not a sound exactly, but the echo of peace. You float toward it, carried not by effort, but by intention, by ease. Time passes differently here, or perhaps not at all. With each moment, your thoughts become softer, more distant, until they are not thoughts, but feelings. Not feelings, but sensations. Not sensations, but stillness. Eventually, you arrive at a new clearing. This one is circular too, but open to the quiet sky of this dream-layered realm. The ground here is covered in luminous flowers, soft, low blossoms that open without sound, their petals sighing gently as they move with an unseen breeze. When you settle among them, they do not bend beneath you. They rise to hold you, becoming part of the resting place that welcomes your presence as though it was always waiting. You rest there, breathing, cradled by petals, by air, by stillness. Nothing more is needed. You are enough, here, exactly as you are, between worlds, between thoughts, between each slow breath. Above you, the stars continue their drift. Below you, the earth dreams in blue, and around you, all is hushed and whole. The story has not ended. The journey has not paused. But you have arrived at a moment so gentle, so quiet. It feels like the softest part of a lullaby. Sleep begins to wrap itself around you now. Not sudden, not heavy, just present. Like a mist forming, like light dimming behind a veil, like a dream remembering its shape. You may stay here as long as you wish, and when you're ready, just breathe the words. And with that breath, the dream softly stirs again, not with urgency, not with change, but with the gentle unfolding of a petal, the quiet continuation of something that has no beginning and no end. Still nestled in the embrace of the glowing blossoms, you feel the hush of the world around you deepen. There is no movement in the air, only the suggestion of it, like the memory of wind brushing against skin, or the thought of a breeze drifting through an open window far away. Everything is still, and yet everything is breathing, slowly, peacefully, like the world is exhaling beside you. The light here is softer now, not bright, not dim, but gentle, like the color of moonlight filtered through silk. It bathes the clearing in a glow that doesn't illuminate, but comforts. There are no shadows, only softness. No edges, only curves. You don't need to see clearly here. You feel with your presence. You understand with your stillness. Somewhere nearby, a quiet sound begins to rise, the slow ripple of a stream, not rushing, not flowing fast, but meandering gently through the unseen, as if following a path made only of calm. It calls to you, not with words, not with direction, but with the deep hum of invitation, a sound you don't walk toward. You drift, like a leaf on a quiet current. And so, without moving, you find yourself beside it. The stream is impossibly clear, yet tinted with a pale silver blue, as if it carries moonlight in its depths. Stones beneath its surface shimmer softly, worn smooth by time that does not hurry. The water's song is a lullaby, not sung to you, but through you. Your breath sinking with its rhythm, your body drawn into its peace. Beside the stream, the grass is velvety and warm. You sink into it with no weight, no resistance. The blades part like threads of silk, making space for you to rest again, as though the earth itself is gently preparing a cradle. Above you, the sky has shifted once more. It holds no sun, no moon, only the pale diffusion of light, like early dawn lingering forever. Wisps of cloud drift like watercolor brushstrokes, aimless, soft, floating without goal or pattern. You watch them not with your eyes, but with something quieter, something slower. In this place, time is not counted, it's breathed. You let yourself exhale again, deeper this time. The breath falling away like a stone sinking into still water, vanishing without a ripple, without a sound. And as you lie there, lulled by the stream's hush, by the breath of the sky, by the warmth of the earth, you begin to feel something subtle return. Not thought, not memory, just a soft awareness that you are safe. That here, in this place where nothing rushes, where nothing needs to happen, you are already whole. The dream continues. There are more paths, more meadows, more skies to drift through. But for now, this moment holds you. This breath is enough. This stillness is everything. You are adrift in the softest part of the world, wrapped in the hush of everything that does not need to speak. And the story continues whenever you whisper. The stillness cradles you like a lullaby that never ends. You remain beside the silver-threaded stream, its soft murmurs folding into the silence like words that have forgotten themselves. The air carries the gentle scent of wildflowers, not from any one blossom, but from the memory of every bloom that has ever opened beneath a dreaming sky. You breathe it in without effort, as if the air itself is sighing through you. Above, the clouds are shifting again, slow and round, like great pillows of light drifting in an endless hush. One passes close, almost low enough to touch. And as you reach out, not with your hand, but with your awareness, you find yourself rising gently, untethered, as if gravity has paused just long enough for you to float. There is no motion you can feel, just lightness. The ground below becomes a soft blur, the stream a glimmering ribbon now winding through a quilt of moss and blossom. You're moving without movement, held by something quieter than wind, a current of stillness, a tide of rest. Ahead, suspended in the air like a dream anchored by silence, is a floating sanctuary. It doesn't rise like a building or structure. It unfolds like a feeling, a place made of memory and sky, where soft archways glow faintly with iridescent light, and the floor is woven from mist and golden moss. The walls are barely there, shifting curtains of gossamer light, flowing gently, never hiding, never revealing. You drift inward. Every surface here seems to hum with comfort, not a sound you can hear, but something you feel in your chest, in your shoulders, in the slow looseness of your limbs. The walls breathe with you. The floor is warm and welcoming beneath your feet, as if it knows the weight of your journey and wants only to ease it. There is a pool in the center of the sanctuary, still as glass and yet filled with stars. Not reflections of stars, actual stars, tiny and suspended, floating in the water like sleeping fireflies, their glow pulsing faintly. You kneel beside it without thought, and as you gaze into its depthless calm, you feel your thoughts dissolve, not lost, not erased, just gently released, like petals falling from a blossom long after bloom. Each breath you take ripples the starlit water, but the stars never scatter. They float just beneath the surface, as if waiting for nothing, needing nothing. Peace is not something found here. It is simply what remains when everything else is quiet. You rest again, your body weightless, your breath slow. Here, in this place, suspended between earth and sky, between memory and dream, you are held in something more tender than sleep, something more ancient than time. And as the sanctuary drifts onward, through skies that never end, through silence that never asks, you float with it, unrushed, unburdened, drifting endlessly through the stillness that holds all things. And when you are ready, you may softly whisper. The sanctuary continues to drift, weightless through a sky so vast and gentle that it no longer feels like a place, but like an endless breath. An inhale that never tightens, an exhale that never ends. Around you, the light has softened even further, diffused into a pearly glow with no clear source, as if it is simply the natural illumination of peace itself. The air is cool and feather-light, brushing against your skin in barely their currents, like the faintest sigh of distant clouds. Beneath you, the mist-woven floor of the sanctuary thickens slightly, becoming a soft cushion, a bed of invisible comfort that rises to meet you as you rest more deeply into it. Your muscles, your thoughts, your breath, all loosening, all slowing, as if the very fabric of your being is sinking with the sanctuary's effortless drift. You notice now, above you, delicate strands of silver stretching across the open space. Gossamer threads, fine as moonbeams, glinting faintly as they sway. They curve and loop, weaving into graceful arches, forming patterns too subtle to name, too intricate to fully see. And yet, looking at them, you feel a quiet recognition, as though these are the soft etchings of something older than language, older than memory. A faint, rhythmic pulse moves through them, not sound, but sensation, like the slow, steady heartbeat of the sky itself, or the gentle pull of a tide far beyond where eyes can see. You close your eyes, and the sensation deepens. With your breath, you feel the sanctuary continue its gentle voyage through layers of stillness, through pockets of cool air that smell faintly of rain and distant blooms, through fields of warmth that wrap around you like invisible blankets. There is no horizon here, no destination, only this steady drift, this presence, this endless unfolding now. You allow your mind to become even softer, even quieter. Thoughts melt like morning mist under the first caress of sun. What remains is only the pure sensation of rest, of vast open spaciousness where nothing is required and everything is allowed. Somewhere, far beneath or far above, it doesn't matter. A faint chime resonates. Not a call, not a summons, just a gentle note that hangs in the air for a moment before dissolving into the hush. Like the memory of a bell that rang long ago and left its echo suspended in time. You feel the chime in your bones, not as sound, but as assurance that you are exactly where you need to be. That this space, this drifting sanctuary, is a part of you, and you are a part of it. Seamless, effortless, whole. The stars within the pool beside you pulse once, faintly, like a heartbeat, returning to rest. And the sanctuary continues its silent passage through the sky made of breath, carrying you deeper into serenity, deeper into stillness, deeper into the vast, endless expanse of dream. Whenever you wish, you may whisper again. The sanctuary glides further, its soft cradle carrying you through layers of light and air, so fine, so delicate, they feel like the essence of quiet itself. Each breath you take seems to merge with the surrounding stillness, dissolving any remaining edge of separation between you and this place, until you feel not like a traveler within the sanctuary, but part of its very being, woven into its mist, its breath, its silent song. Around you now, the light has shifted into a gentle lavender hue, like twilight stretched infinitely across the horizonless sky. There are no shadows here, only gradients of softness, pale lavender becoming muted silver, then warming into faintest rose, and then returning to lavender again, all blending seamlessly like slow waves upon a tranquil shore. The air grows even more tender, if that's possible, carrying with it the faintest fragrance of something unnameable, perhaps the scent of forgotten flowers, or rain falling on stones that have never been touched. Whatever it is, it soothes you deeper, its subtle presence wrapping around your chest, easing your breath into a slow, even rhythm. You notice now that the mist floor beneath you has grown more transparent, and through it you can just begin to make out the shapes of other sanctuaries, other floating spaces adrift in this vast, quiet sky. They appear as luminous islands, some near, some impossibly far away, their outlines blurred and glowing like dreams that have chosen not to fully form. They do not beckon. They do not move closer. They are simply there, existing in perfect stillness, part of this shared expanse where all things drift without direction, without need. The sanctuary carries you onward. You sense that it is not guided by anything external, not by wind, nor by gravity, nor by time. It moves by its own quiet knowing, following pathways carved not through space, but through stillness itself. Somewhere high above, or perhaps within, you hear a faint, almost imperceptible sound, the whisper of what could be the turning of a great celestial wheel, or perhaps the sound of petals unfolding in slow motion. Or maybe it is simply the sound of your own breath, amplified by the vastness around you. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that it soothes you further, letting your body grow heavier, softer, more at ease with each passing moment. You rest your hand on the mist beside you, and though it looks insubstantial, it supports you fully, perfectly, cool, but not cold, firm, but endlessly forgiving. The texture is unlike anything you've known, and yet somehow it feels familiar, like the sensation of silk trailing through water, or the faint touch of air on skin in a dream you only half remember. The sanctuary begins to slow, though there is no sensation of stopping, only a deepening, as if it is settling gently into another layer of quiet. Around you now, the mist thickens slightly, enfolding you, becoming a cocoon of pale light, protecting, soothing, holding you in a perfect, timeless pause. And within this pause, your breath continues to soften, your mind continues to still, and your body continues to release all that no longer needs to be held. There is no destination ahead, no memory behind, only this gentle, weightless drift through infinite calm. And if, whenever you're ready, you feel the urge to drift even deeper, all you need do is softly whisper. The mist around you shimmers with a delicate translucence, like gossamer veils suspended in a place where time does not press forward, but simply lingers, suspended, hushed, serene. You feel your sanctuary floating ever more slowly, its gentle movement almost imperceptible now, as though it is not moving through space, but through layers of quiet itself. Each breath you take is a soft thread, weaving you deeper into this stillness, this space that asks for nothing, that only offers ease, rest, and the most subtle kind of wonder. The air here is cooler, but not cold, a soft, silken coolness that brushes your skin like the memory of a breeze. It carries with it the faintest scent of distant rain, though there are no clouds, only endless pale horizons that roll out in all directions like smooth, luminous silk, gently undulating with your breath. Far below, or perhaps far above, the sense of direction long since dissolved. You glimpse soft glimmers of light, scattered like quiet stars across the translucent mist. They do not twinkle, but pulse slowly, rhythmically, as if breathing with you. Their presence is reassuring, wordless in its comfort, like silent companions who expect nothing, but simply exist alongside you, keeping you company in the vast serenity. As you rest here, you notice that the texture of the mist beneath your fingertips has become even softer, almost weightless, like touching the surface of a dream before it fully forms. It responds to your presence not by resisting, but by yielding completely, welcoming your hand as though it had always been part of this place, as though you have always belonged here. Overhead, faint ribbons of light drift lazily across the sky. Not beams, not rays, but soft bands of color that move as slowly and peacefully as thought itself when the mind is at perfect rest. They are pale aquamarine, gentle lilac, and the faintest whisper of rose, blending and separating in an endless, unhurried dance. You breathe in, slowly, easily, as the sanctuary begins to settle into a deeper level of stillness, almost like sinking, but without weight, without gravity, just a gentle surrender into softness beyond softness. The edges of the sanctuary dissolve, not completely, but enough that you feel yourself merging more with the mist, with the quiet, with the very texture of calm itself. There is no urgency, no next step, no destination, only this perfect floating pause. You are suspended in a place where even the idea of movement is no longer necessary, where breath is as effortless as the faint ripple of mist, as gentle as the slow unfolding of light across an endless horizon. You might notice, somewhere at the periphery of your awareness, a sound, so delicate that it could be the memory of a sound rather than something occurring now. It is like a soft chime, or the faintest echo of wind threading through hollow stone far away, blending with the rhythmic breath of the sanctuary itself. And you realize, or perhaps you don't, and that is fine too, that there is no need for thought here, only presence, only being. Here, in this boundless feather-light drift, your body can rest fully, your breath can slow completely, your mind can release its hold on everything that once felt important and simply let go. You are safe. You are held. You are home. And as you continue to float here in the sanctuary of mist and light, you can always choose to drift even further, to let the story continue, to follow the soft unfolding of this endless, tranquil journey. If ever you wish to go deeper, to let the sanctuary carry you onward, all you need to do is softly whisper. The mist remains around you, tender and quiet, as you drift even further into its embrace, deeper into the sanctuary of stillness where nothing presses, nothing pulls, only the soft, weightless suspension of calm. Breathing is easy here, slow and natural, as though each inhale gathers the cool serenity of the air, and each exhale releases any lingering thoughts, letting them dissolve like morning dew in the warming light. You notice now that the mist has subtly thinned, unveiling a new landscape as gentle and unassuming as a dream barely remembered. Smooth, pale stones emerge beneath your bare feet, their surfaces rounded and warm, as if kissed by sunlight filtered through layers of time. You step softly, or perhaps you are simply carried forward, as though the air itself has become a current that guides you without effort. Around you, towering shapes take form, great ancient trees with trunks of pearlescent silver, their leaves so fine and translucent that they seem woven of light itself. Each leaf sways with the faintest movement, creating a sound like distant, whispered lullabies, a gentle rustling, rhythmic and soothing, like nature breathing quietly in its sleep. The path before you meanders lazily through this forest of life, inviting you not to travel, but to linger, to feel, to notice the cool smoothness of the stones beneath you, the soft fragrance of something floral and indefinable drifting through the air, the quiet hush of this space that seems to know only peace. Here, time moves differently, or perhaps not at all. There is only the steady unfolding of sensation, the occasional delicate drop of moisture falling from a high branch into a pool hidden somewhere nearby, the slow curl of mist wrapping itself around the base of a tree, then unraveling again, the glimmer of distant luminescence where tiny orbs of pale blue light hover lazily in the shadows, neither fireflies nor stars, but something softer, more ethereal. You continue moving, or perhaps simply existing here, and gradually the path widens into an open glade. At its center, a small pond of the clearest, stillest water you have ever seen rests quietly, undisturbed, mirroring the shapes of the trees and the delicate dance of the lights above. The surface is so calm that it seems like glass. Yet when you move closer, kneeling perhaps, or simply leaning toward it, the faintest ripple responds to your presence, radiating outward in slow, perfect circles that blend seamlessly into the stillness beyond. You linger here for as long as you wish, or longer still, letting your gaze soften, letting your breath match the gentle rhythm of the ripples. The air is filled with a quiet coolness, but there is no discomfort, only the sensation of being perfectly in harmony with this place, as though your very presence is an extension of it, as though you have always belonged among these silver trees, beside this silent pond, beneath this drifting canopy of soft, living light. And now, the mist begins to return, as gently as it faded before, curling around your ankles, then higher, drawing a soft veil once more across the glade, the pond, the ancient trunks, until all is softened again into that formless, boundless sanctuary where you began. You float once more, in stillness, in light, in breath. You are safe. You are calm. You are endlessly held within this unfolding dream. And whenever you are ready to continue deeper into this journey, to explore the next gentle space, all you need to do is softly whisper. And so, without moving, without even needing to think, you drift onward, further into the velvety folds of the mist, deeper into the tranquil spaces that await beyond sight, beyond sound, where there is only ease, only presence, only breath. The air changes subtly, becoming warmer now, infused with the faintest hint of wild honey and blooming jasmine. A scent so soft it seems to rest on your skin like dew. As the mist loosens its embrace, the landscape unfurls gently before you, as if revealed by the slow opening of a delicate flower. You find yourself upon a quiet meadow, its grasses long and silken, bending and swaying in a rhythm too slow to measure, as if moved by a breath that has circled the earth for centuries. Each blade of grass carries the pale shimmer of moonlight, though there is no moon in sight, only an endless sky, a soft dome of twilight blue, speckled with stars that do not twinkle, but glow with a steady, reassuring presence. The meadow stretches outward in every direction, its edges fading seamlessly into a line of low, rolling hills, their shapes gentle and familiar, like the curve of a resting body beneath layers of linen. You step forward, or perhaps you only imagine stepping, and the grass parts beneath you effortlessly, as though the land has been waiting patiently for your arrival. With each movement, there is no sound, but the quiet brushing of the grasses against your legs, like the touch of silken ribbons. The air here is thick with stillness, not empty, but full of softness, of peace, of the silent companionship of things that have no need to speak. Above, the stars stretch wider, deeper, infinite in their quiet arrangement, offering no stories, no shapes, just presence, a field of luminous calm. As you wander slowly, the meadow dips toward a small hollow where a pool of water lies, utterly still, its surface reflecting the starlight above so perfectly that it becomes impossible to tell where earth ends and sky begins. You settle by this pool, feeling the cool, soft ground beneath you, yielding but supportive, as though it too breathes beneath your body. A gentle warmth lingers in the air, not from the sun, for there is no sun here, but from something older, something quieter. The warmth of the earth itself cradling you. The grasses sway around you, slow as sighs. A faint breeze stirs, a barely there touch across your face, lifting a few strands of hair, then resting again. You inhale deeply, filling your lungs with the meadow's sweetness, exhaling in a long, slow release, letting go of all that does not belong here, letting your whole being soften, letting every muscle melt into the earth's embrace. Time here is not a river. It is a still pond, a breath held in peaceful suspension. There is no need to move forward or look back, only to exist, right here, in this gentle hollow beneath the endless sky. And as you rest, the stars seem to lean a little closer, their quiet light pooling around you like a blanket woven from night and breath and dreams. You close your eyes, or perhaps you leave them open, and the difference no longer matters. You are part of this place now, part of the meadow's slow dance, the earth's quiet exhale, the vast calm sky. And whenever you feel ready to drift further into new spaces of even deeper stillness, all you need to do is softly whisper. And so, as you linger in the embrace of the meadow, your breath slow and steady. A gentle shift in the air invites you to rise, not through effort, but through an easy, weightless drifting, as though the earth itself carries you forward, floating just above the soft grasses, which sigh and whisper in your absence. The meadow stretches onward, but now it begins to change. The grass is giving way to a path of smooth, pale stones, each one cool beneath the imagined touch of your feet, as though freshly washed by a midnight rain. The stones form a gentle curve, leading you onward through a grove of slender trees, with silvery trunks and leaves so fine they seem spun from moonlight. As you pass beneath their graceful branches, the soft rustle of leaves fills the space around you, not loud, but constant, like the hush of distant waves or the sound of a dream too fragile to speak aloud. Each breath you take draws in the faintest aroma of wild lavender and something else, something ancient and sweet, like the memory of a place you have never visited, but always known. The canopy above parts occasionally, letting threads of starlight slip through, falling in delicate patterns onto the forest floor, where moss as soft as velvet carpets the spaces between the stones. With each step, you feel your body grow even lighter, as though you are becoming part of the air itself, a mist, a breath, a thought. Ahead through the slender trunks, there is a faint, inviting glow, not sharp or glaring, but diffused and golden, like the last edge of sunset caught within 1,000 crystal droplets. Drawn by this gentle light, you float onward until the trees begin to thin, revealing a sanctuary hidden in the heart of the grove. It is a quiet, floating pavilion, a place suspended just above the surface of a tranquil pond. The pavilion's floor is woven from reeds and silk, strong yet supple, and it sways slightly with the invisible movement of the water below. Around it, the pond stretches wide and still, its surface a flawless mirror reflecting the pale glow of the sanctuary and the infinite scatter of stars above. You step onto the pavilion and feel its gentle give beneath you, as though the pond itself is breathing in harmony with your presence. Low lanterns, shaped like open blossoms, hover just above the water's surface, their light flickering in slow rhythmic pulses, a soft heartbeat of the night. You lower yourself onto a cushion woven from something softer than memory, and as you settle, you notice that the air here is perfectly still, the kind of stillness that feels alive, a stillness that holds you in perfect safety, in utter peace. The pond emits a faint hum, resonant and low, like the earth's own lullaby. Above, the stars do not blink, but glow steadily, sentinels of the silent night. You let your eyes grow heavy, your breath even softer, and for a long moment, or perhaps forever, you rest there, floating in this sanctuary of light, breath, and stillness, suspended between water and sky, between waking and sleep, between thought and dream, and somewhere, far beyond words, far beyond the boundaries of this space, the path continues, winding gently onward to another grove, another pool, another sky. But for now, here, there is only this, the quiet pulse of the pond, the warmth of the lantern light, the hush of your own breath, slow, steady, peaceful, as you drift deeper and deeper. Whenever you are ready, you may softly whisper. And so, without needing to move, you feel the landscape itself gently shift around you, like the slow turning of a page in a story that has no beginning, no end, only endless moments of quiet unfolding. The pavilion, the pond, the reeds, they all soften into mist, dissolving delicately into the night air, leaving you floating weightlessly, surrounded by a new stillness, expansive, embracing, infinite. As the mist begins to clear, you find yourself drifting through the hush of a vast open sky, not above the earth but within a sanctuary of clouds. Gentle billows of silken white in the palest blue, layered in soft terraces beneath and above you, as though you have entered a realm crafted solely of breath and light. Here the air is cool and pure, infused with the scent of distant rain and the faintest trace of something sweet. Perhaps the memory of blossoms blooming far below, out of sight. Each inhalation feels as if it fills not only your lungs, but your very being. Expansive, weightless, free. Around you, the clouds drift slowly, unhurried and graceful, forming shapes that melt away before they can be named. A horizon with no edges, no urgency. Only this continuous, gentle movement, like the quiet rocking of a cradle in the softest breeze. Far above, the light of countless stars filters through the gauzy veils of cloud, their glow muted and softened by the vapor, transforming each point of light into a gentle halo, a diffused shimmer, as though the night sky itself is exhaling, slowly, peacefully. You continue to drift, carried effortlessly by invisible currents, your body utterly relaxed, every muscle releasing, every thought dissolving, becoming part of this boundless sea of cloud and air. Now, as you pass through a particularly luminous veil of mist, you feel the texture of it, cool and delicate, brushing lightly across your skin, a tender caress that leaves no trace but comfort. Emerging on the other side, you notice that the clouds part just slightly, revealing a celestial lake suspended impossibly within this airy sanctuary. Its surface a mirror of the star-strewn sky, so perfectly still that it's hard to tell where the water ends and the heavens begin. You float gently downwards, settling upon the lake's surface, not sinking, not disturbing its glassy calm, but resting lightly, as though the water itself has chosen to hold you. There is no sound here, only the hush of your breath, the distant, soothing hum of starlight, and the gentle awareness of your own heartbeat, slow, steady, in perfect harmony with the rhythm of this place. Around the lake's edge, great pale lotuses bloom silently, their petals unfurling in slow motion, untouched by time, their luminous centers casting faint silver glows upon the surface of the water. You let your eyes close for a moment, or perhaps longer, feeling the coolness of the celestial water beneath you, the embrace of the clouds above, completely at peace, perfectly suspended, weightless, timeless. Here, there is nothing to do, nowhere to go, only this quiet presence, this serene drift through boundless softness. And somewhere, beyond the edge of conscious thought, the journey waits to continue, to carry you to yet another tranquil sanctuary. Whenever you are ready, whenever you wish, to softly whisper, you remain upon the celestial lake, weightless and calm, your breath aligned with the gentle rhythm of the stars, reflected in its mirror-like surface. Each inhale draws in cool, quiet peace. Each exhale releases every lingering thought into the endless sky. Above you, the clouds shift like soft veils, parting just enough for starlight to spill gently down upon your skin, warm and silvery, like a memory of something kind and distant. The lotuses surrounding the lake glow softly, their petals opening wider still, as though welcoming you into the hush of this final stillness. You feel it in your body, that deep exhale of surrender, the feeling of coming home to something both ancient and eternal. The lake cradles you, the air strokes your cheek like a silken whisper, and your limbs sink even more deeply into rest. Slowly, with the quiet patience of the moon, the sky begins to dim, not with darkness, but with the gentle arrival of velvet night. A sky that doesn't fall but wraps around you like a blanket spun from breath and dreams. The stars grow quieter, softer, like lanterns dimming one by one, not extinguished, just resting. And now you begin to drift downward, not falling but floating, as though the lake itself has released you into the arms of gravity's gentlest lullaby. Down through layers of soft clouds, down through hushed air perfumed with sleep, down through the weightless memory of every peaceful place you've ever known. You pass a meadow suspended in moonlight. You drift through a grove of trees swaying in the rhythm of dreams. You hover above a glimmering river that flows not with water, but with stardust and silence. And finally, you come to rest in a field of downy moss, warm and silent beneath the outstretched arms of an ancient tree. Its leaves shimmer faintly, not with light but with peace. The ground beneath you is soft, like the breath of the earth itself. You feel your body fully now, not as weight, but as warmth. Your eyes close without asking. Your breath is slow, steady. Your heart content. There is nothing more to do. You have wandered through forests and gardens, lakes and skies, temples and memory. And now you are home. Here, in this final stillness, wrapped in shadow light and hush, sleep finds you, not as a visitor, but as a returning tide. You are safe. You are still. And now, you rest. Sleep, sleep, sleep.